Hello and welcome. I am Roy at Ninjazola90, and today I will be reviewing the Mattel Masters of the Universe New Eternia Masterverse Flying Fist He-Man figure. This is a really cool one, and I got some things to say about him. So with that said, let's get started. And now, starting things off with the box because, like I've said before, we have to talk about really cool boxes on this channel when we have them because, yeah, like I've also said before, I just simply don't have the room to keep them, so I have to end up discarding most of my figure boxes, and these do have some really cool art on it, so, yeah, it's kind of a shame that I have to do that, but, yeah, in order to make room, I have to do what I have to do, so, yeah, it's unfortunate. But anyway, as you can see, first things first, front and center, we have a really cool picture of the new Eternia Flying Fist He-Man right there, about to duke it out with Too Bad right there, coming out of this, sort of, I don't know if that's a castle or a cave, kind of like it has, like, this, like, cat, like, lion, like, panther, like, looking design to it. Sort of kind of like the Cave of Wonders from Aladdin, if you know what I'm talking about. And of course we have the Masters of the Universe New Eternia title logo right there. Turn it to the side, we have Flying Fist He-Man, which is the name of the figure. Top of the box, it just says Masters of the Universe. Top where the hang tag portion is, we have Mattel, ages 6+, who all you 5-year-olds, you're out of luck. We have over 30 points of articulation with this figure, so that's pretty much of a good range of articulation. Turn to the side, we have another really cool picture of Flying Fist He-Man right there, full body, and a close-up image of his face there. Turn it to the side. We see the sorceress in the back, kind of like all in pink. That's not her normal colorization, but she's usually like kind of like decked out like white, like mainly like white and blue. But yeah, this is like definitely sort of like an alternate color for her. And of course, turn it to the back. We have a really cool promotional picture of the figure right there. Although I would have to say this is most likely a picture of like a prototype, because I kind of find like the head sculpt on an actual figure is a little bit different, but it's still a really cool figure though. And of course, showing you all the cool things you can do with his accessories, where like the flying fist, like hammer or whatever you want to call this sort of weapon. It also kind of doubles as a fidget spinner, because you could spin it. And of course, you can also do the same thing with the sort of like this, like, has like this sort of like fan, sort of like doohickey on a shield that you can also spin. That's pretty cool. And of course, you could store the flying fist hammer or whatever you call it on his back. And of course, we have the name of the figure yet again, and we have the character bio right there, so if you want to pause that and read it, you can, so I'll leave it there for a hot little minute. And now, moving right along, we have also available, of course, we have the Flying Fist He-Man, which is the very figure you were getting in the box. We have Fisto, and we have Evil Lyn, which I have neither one of. And of course we have Mattel, empowering generations through play. Bottom of the box, nothing too interesting there. And yeah, that pretty much concludes it for the box. Now on to the figure. And now, here we have the Mattel Masters of the Universe New Eternia Masterverse Flying Fist He-Man right here before us, and all of his, by the power of Skull, Flying Fist glory. Of course, as you can see, this is a well-detailed, well-articulated figure made by the super cool, awesome people at Mattel, of course. Now, of course, some people might look at this figure and mistake this for a battle armor He-Man, which, yeah, that's perfectly understandable because, yeah, he is definitely wearing some pretty cool looking armor there. Looking really nice. I like how it is very silver and shiny. And of course, we have some really cool gold trim and gold designs on it. And we have, like, if you look at it really close, we kind of like have sort of like this bottom gold trim, and we have this lion engraving design. And if you look at his shoulder guards, we have sort of like these matching like lion designed shoulder guards there. So that is a pretty cool touch. Of course, we also have like this armored sash piece going down his belt and loincloth right there, with some very shiny silver trim with like sort of like these like mini battle axe designs in gold in the middle of the sash there, which looks really nice. And of course, taking a closer look, we see that really awesome new Eternia face sculpt for He-Man there. Really nice. I really like this figure so far. It really has some cool detail, and it does come with some cool accessories. Now, the power sword I mean the sword of power, my bad. I know it's also called the power sword, but I mostly refer to it as the sword of power, not to get it confused with the power sword from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But yes, this figure does not come with the sword of power. This is an extra sword of power that I had from my 40th anniversary He-Man that I had to replace. So I had some extra accessories, so I gave this power sword to my Flying Fist He-Man, because this one didn't come with one. But anyway, taking this off, this is the Flying Fist accessory. Basically, what you do is you insert this in his hand, and basically what this does is it spins. Yeah, told you. It also kind of sort of doubles as a fidget spinner, if you want to kind of put it that way. Really cool. I like it. It kind of might also sort of like double as like sort of like a harpoon spear gun as well, because it kind of has like this pointy like spike piece at the top, I guess, or maybe it just doesn't fire at all. Maybe it's just like to like stab or like lance his enemies, I guess, maybe. But anyway, you do have to attach this this red clip piece to his armor. So you kind of have to slide it in these grooves right here. You have to take this right here and you to line it up and then push it down. Now, when you first get this figure out of the box, it's kind of sort of a pain in the butt to put on, so you might have to heat it up and take the armor off first. But you do have to be careful because you don't want to rip anything, so I'm just letting you know. And of course, to demonstrate how this basically goes in his hand, this piece right here just clips to his wrist guards. So basically not his wrist guards. It goes like this. Well, kind of, sort of. It clips between his wrist guards and like his forearm, if you want to say that. So you put it on like so, and yeah, you could just spin the Flying Fist like hammers or whatever you call that. And of course, he also has this really cool shield that he comes with. So if I can get the shield out of hand, you have to be really, really careful with these. So let me There we go. Yeah, I gotta make sure I slip the strap out of his fingers, so you don't want to just yank this off his hand, because you're gonna end up breaking the hand. But anyway, I mean breaking the strap on the shield, not the hand. Yeah. But anyway, it's a really cool accessory, and yeah, this also spins. I guess like that's to like deflect like laser fire or something. That's what I'm guessing. So maybe that's the use for it. But anyway, it's a really cool accessory. I really like this. Nice, shiny, metallic, sort of like bronze, gold, and silver, with some like red streaks at like the tip of like the I don't know if you call it fan blades, but I guess that's what you call it. Trying to describe it the best I can. But anyway, taking a closer look at his armor there, you can see he also has the symbol of he on his armor. And the armor is removable. All you have to do is, if you want to take the armor off, you can take the head off and just unclip these two side pieces right here and just pull it up like so, and then you can just put his head back on if you want to have him without the armor. And if so, like if you want to use like a harness or something and kind of convert this into a more like standard looking He-Man, you can, but you're just gonna have like the armored boots and sort of like these gold armored arm guards. But anyway, I prefer to leave the flying fist armor on. So basically, to put it on, I just have to reattach these clips here and just, yeah, let's put his head back on. So yeah, there you have it. And of course these are removable, but I'm not going to take those off right now. But anyway, going over articulation with this figure, it's pretty much the same articulation you get with every Masterverse figure. The head can look up, we can look down, we can look right, we can look left, and of course we can do a full 360 cranium revolvus in the opposite way. The the shoulders are on swivel hinges, so we can bring his arms out into a T-pose like so. We can bring them down. We can swivel all the way around a full 360. Do be careful with these lion shoulder guards, because you don't want to break the clips on them, so do be careful when rotating the shoulder. And we do have a bicep swivel with both sides, double joint at the elbow, both sides. These arm guards are loose, so you can rotate them around, and they are also removable because his hands are interchangeable. So if you want to remove these, you can. Putting his hands back in his wrist. So there you have it. And of course, this one, if you do remove the armor, I guess I'm going to have to remove it again because I completely forgot. This one does have the updated torso articulation, so I'm going to have to remove the chest armor to demonstrate that. So basically with this figure, we can lean back about that much, forward about this much. We could rock side to side and lean side to side like so. And then best of all, we have a full on torso articulation, because yes, this one has a ball joint in the top torso, and not just like that simple, like outdated peg joint. That should have been a ball joint the whole time. So that is a definite plus with this one. And of course, you do have waist rotation as well. So there you have it with articulation with the upper body portion of the figure. So yeah, let's put his armor back on again. So let's clip this piece back in, and then let's clip this piece back in place. So we have a nice, tight, secure fit, so it's not slipping off. So that's good. And of course, we do have a hinge in the wrist, swivel all the way around, and the same is true with the other hand. And well, yeah, keep in mind the hinges on one hand. This one is like a vertical hinge, where this one's horizontal, while this one's vertical. Yikes. But anyway, moving right along down to articulation with the lower body portion of the figure. This one, I believe, yes, he does. He has the updated drop-down hip joints, so you can bring those hip joints down like so. Push them back up. We can split out about that far. Bring them back in. Kick forward about that much. Back about that much. Same is true with the other leg. And yeah, we do have a full-on thigh rotation, so we can swivel those thighs all the way around, full 360. Double drain at the knees. Swivel at the boots. Hinge in the ankles, and we do have a swivel in the ankles as well. So yeah, that pretty much concludes it for articulation with this figure. So yeah, with that said, let's now put his shield back in his hand. Now, of course, this one, sometimes it might require you taking the hand off first and then putting it in the strap of the shield, and then putting the shield over his forearm and snapping the hand in the wrist socket. So yeah, I've demonstrated that already, so it's not that hard to figure out. But anyway, here we have his flying fist accessory again. Well, his flying fist hammer, gun, whatever you call this weapon. I guess it's I call it a flying fist hammer. I guess that's what you call it. So yeah, we can put that in his hand. Now the bad thing is, if you do have an extra sword of power, once you have that flying fist hammer in hand, you just don't have any place to store this. I mean, you can put it here, but it's not going to really stay all that well. So that's kind of out of the question once you have that in. But yeah, let's put it back where it should be. So let's put that back in and put the sword of power back in his hand. So, and another thing I would have to say, when you do have the flying fist hammer stored on his back, it does tend to make the figure a little back heavy. So do keep that in mind when it's standing him up, and sometimes when holding the this piece in hand, sometimes it can make him a little front heavy as well. So I mean, yeah, because to be honest, this does kind of like have sort of a little bit of a hefty weight to it. So that's something I just advise keeping in mind. But other than that, I think it's a pretty cool figure to pick up if you don't have them already. You can get them for a pretty good, decent, affordable price from BigBadToyStore.com. Need be, he's still available. If not, I'm more than sure you can find them from other, retailers as well, like Walmart, Target, Amazon, for a decent price. But anyway, with that said, if I have to give this figure a final score based on detail, articulation, and playability, I have to give him a drum roll, please. And when it comes to detail, articulation, and playability, I have to give this figure a well-deserved, although not quite perfect, but still well recommended, highly recommended, 9 out of 10. Why? Although this figure, like I said, he does have a few flaws, like that flying fist hammer making him a little back heavy when it's attached, and this piece popping off fairly easily, and sometimes being a pain in the butt to put back on. But and you know, due to the fact that you do have to be careful with these shoulder guards a little bit, but other than that, other than the downsides, I would say this is a pretty highly recommended figure. Another downside I have to take points off, doesn't come with a sword of power, so that's unfortunate. This is, like I said, an extra one that I gave them. So if you have any extra swords of power, like from the Masterverse, I mean, you could always give that to your Flying Fist He-Man. Now, I don't know if these are compatible with the Chronicles weapons. I haven't got a Chronicles figure in hand yet, but I might just pick them up once the DVD and Blu-ray release of Masters of the Universe rolls around. I'm talking about the new movie. So, yeah. So, that's probably when I'm going to be grabbing it, when it hits Ultra 4K Blu-ray. So I can watch it how I want on my PS5 or Xbox Series X. But mostly my PS5 because I have a media remote for that. But anyway, guys, with that said, I just want to let you guys know, thank you guys all so much for watching. Your viewership is much appreciated. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, to wrap it all up, stay safe, take care. God bless, stay positive, stay powered up, and peace out.